Talk about a man who has no strikes to his name now. I'm a real friend of the show who's putting his Commonwealth title on the line this weekend. Darren Barker, we're talking about, up against Darren McDermott in Watford Saturday night. Joining us on the phone now, though, is the British middleweight champion, Matt Macklin. Matt, welcome to the show.
Yeah, cheers, thanks.
Matt, I imagine, thank you very much. You'll be watching closely on Saturday, I imagine, because presumably the winner will be on your radar, or perhaps more importantly, you will be on the winner's radar.
Yeah, no, definitely, really excited about the fight Saturday. I was going to get down to it, but I'm already in training for my own fight, my first defence on the Amir Khan undercard on June 27th. Just started a bit of light sparring this week with Jose Burton, ABA middleweight champion, so in good shape already. But no, looking forward to Saturday. Whoever comes through, it'll be a tough fight for me.
Matt, how'd you find that kid, Jose Burton? I liked him. He looked a bit raw in the ABA finals, but I thought there was a lot to work with. How are you finding working with him?
Yeah, he's very, like when you've been a pro for a while and you spar them amateurs, they're very sharp for the first few rounds. They used to, it takes a few rounds to catch up with them. But no, good talent. Yeah, looking forward to seeing him progress. Matt,
before we talk a bit more about Darren Dazzling Daz, Disco Daz, what about any name? Give us a name for June 27th. Come on, don't hold back. I know Frank's told you. Give it to us exclusive. Come on.
No, I'm not sure. I mean, I was told it might be Bender, but then I was told it could be the winner of Thurwell and Hilliard. So,
okay. Well,
I'm just sort of, I know as much as you really at this stage.
Right. Well, the winner of Thurwell and Hilliard, that's a fight that takes place, great fight that takes place on George Hilliard, Matt Thurwell, takes place in Watford Coliseum on the undercard of Darren Barker. That's a cracking fight. We'll also talk a little bit later on about Tyson Fury. Well, what about that? I've got to be honest with you, Matt. I think that you against Darren Barker down the line, I think it's a domestic super fight. It's not quite a Ben and Eubank because neither of you have had that sort of terrestrial TV exposure, but it's a cracking fight in 6 months or a year's time, isn't it?
No, I definitely think, like you say, within the trade, it's a big fight. He's undefeated. I've lost a couple, but bounced back well. So, no, I think it's a great fight down the line, definitely. And probably if it happens sooner rather than later, it'll suit me more than it'll suit him. I think he needs a bit more time, really, but whenever it happens, it happens. Yeah,
now what about, we're ruling out here, and I can see all the mob in Tipton and up there in the Black Country getting on the phone now, just about to give me a complete bollocking. We're ruling out Darren McDermott. I mean, surely he's got a chance in the fight on Saturday, hasn't he?
I think he's got a chance, but I'd make him, I don't see him winning, to be honest. I think he's a big underdog. I think Darren's going to be too sharp, technically superior, and I just think he's a little bit too good for him.
All right, yeah, listen, that's a fair assessment, Matt, and you only ever give fair assessments. So, listen, boy, You say you're going to fight on June 27th. You're not going to box the rest of the summer. It's going to be October, September or something.
Well, I was thinking that'd be when my mandatory's due, and I would have thought it'd have been the winner of Saturday night's fight around, like you say, in the September, October.
Yeah, it's going to be a great September. Matt Macklin, thanks for joining us, kid. Speak to you later on.
Steve, see you, bye.
See you later, boy. I do like Matt Macklin. In fact, I like him an awful lot, and he has bounced back. And he was boxing at the wrong weight maybe when he turned pro. Let his body grow. Perhaps didn't have his life completely in order. Suffered a couple of setbacks. As bounce back isn't the word. He's come back brilliantly from them, and he's a wise old head. He's 27, a wise old head. I like him a lot.
Darren Barker is successful this weekend, and as you said, we can't look past McDermott, quality act himself. But if Darren is successful, Darren Barker, is that a fight you want to see? Is it a stepping stone to a world title fight for one?
It's sort of beyond the stepping stone, because if Darren were to win this, he could easily tread water and finally get some sort of title fight. Same could Matt Macklin. He can defend his title against either Stephen Bendel or Matt Thurwell or George Hilliard on June 27th on the O2 when Kotelnik fights Khan, and he could tread water and he could probably get some version of a world title. But you know what? I've been saying it since we've had this show up and running, really, since about last summer. We don't want to see our good domestic fighters treading water. We want to see a few more of our domestic fighters fight each other. And these two guys at some stage, and trust me, there'd be a bidding war between Mick Hennessy and Frank Warren for this fight, because they both sell tickets, they're both attractions, they're both marketable, and they're both going somewhere. Let's just hope that something happens. Perhaps Robert Smith from the board has a lunch with Mick and Frank, and he says to them, come on, boys, there's not only this fight we can make, there's this one. That would be unique, wouldn't it? An off-the-record luncheon, where they can sit down, and maybe Frank Maloney's there, maybe Barry Hearn's there, and they say, listen, everything that happens around this table stays around this table. It's like that expression, what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. Okay, so that's what they maybe do. They all sit around the table, and between them, Robert Smith can come away with 10 fights that not only make good business sense for everybody involved, from the TV broadcaster to the fans, but also for the fighters in generating money. That would be lovely, because I'd hate to see Matt Macklin, Darren Barker carry on winning and carry on avoiding each other. That would be, in my eyes, a disgrace. I understand why it wouldn't happen for various business reasons, but it doesn't make it right. Just because it's not happening doesn't make it right, Andy.
So Rob Smith, if you're watching, make it happen.
Rob Smith's always watching.
He's a good man. Right.